Guys, I'm here with one of my best students, Jeremy. Super glad to have you on set, bro. Jer, you went from never making a single penny online to hitting consistent 30K profit months. How did you manage to do it so fast? Walk me through your journey. How did you find the program? Tell me, bro.
Right. So, to be fair, 7 months, when you put it that way, it does, true, as in look like a short period of time. But to be fair, 7 months is like
You've been in the program
six,
for 7 months, right?
7 months.
7 months, yes.
Yep. So 7 months is like, in general, like 6 months more time spent than the average person would.
100%.
And at the end of the day, it's more a matter of being consistent and putting in the efforts and putting in the daily work. And, just the recipe. In reality, it's all a matter of staying committed and doing all the boring work day in, day out, and not sort of just be blinded with the results alone.
Exactly.
Obviously, the results will
This is
come,
what you're after, obviously.
and it's what you're after, yes, at the end of the day, but as in you need to love what you do. Without loving what you do and without enjoying the process and loving sales and loving from A to Z, literally,
It's
you
going to
can't
be
achieve the result and it will be difficult.
100%.
So, to be fair, as in now, yes, that I've managed to, as in, achieve really good numbers, especially in 7 months. I approach every single day with the same energy that I used to approach every single day in the first month of the mentorship.
True.
And that's what in reality keeps you obviously going, and it keeps you sort of focused on not just the results per se, but obviously remaining committed towards the journey and the process. And
Everything.
yeah,
Amazing. And be completely honest, do you think it was possible for someone to go from never making a single penny online to hitting? Because there's a difference between someone that's doing, 2K a month, 5K, 10K, 20. You've actually hit that crazy figure consistently, especially for the past 3 months. Were
really,
you surprised? Were you expecting it? Were the numbers a bit of a shock for you?
yes, the numbers were definitely higher than what had imagined a few months back. But the thing is, every single day that you go, it's kind of you unlock a new baseline. Sort of in my first month of the mentorship.
I think you made like 7K in the first 3 weeks, let alone.
Yes, um, yes, exactly, and that was probably the best it had done throughout its
Yeah,
life
duration, yes.
of the product. But the thing is, when you sort of know that you can do so much with this amount of effort, you kind of unlock this new baseline here, this
Exactly.
new level.
Exactly.
And
So if I'm putting in 30% effort and I just made 7K in the first 3 weeks, if I put in 50, if I put in 70, if I put in 80, or it's the
exactly,
same with time. If you're currently working just 1 hour a day, if I work 3 more hours, I can launch more product tests, which means you could actually make more money.
mm,
And I just want to jump in quickly because as a student, you were one of the few ones that actually asked a lot of questions. Most students ask questions, but you were going into much more detail. And I think that is something that separates you from the other people. Because I remember the first 1 to 2 weeks, I would just open up my phone and I see 30 different questions from you. And in super detail, why does this happen? What should I do here? Why is my CPM like this? So on and so forth. Were you always this type of analytic person, or is it something you developed throughout the mentorship program?
no, I think I was always this type of person and wanting to understand everything that I do. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to, as in, you wouldn't ask these type of questions in something you are not interested in. So at the end of the day, I, as a person, I'm obsessed with learning new things and new skill sets, especially when obviously they are things that I am genuinely interested in them and I see potential in them of growing. Now, the thing is, it's not a matter of just asking random questions or you, as in, spoon feeding me the material and the info and so on and so forth of what to do and this type of questions, but more as in things that I would really be interested to actually understand exactly how they work. And yes, that might be a bit different to of how other people perhaps
Do
operate
things,
and do
yes.
things. As in, and there's no right or wrong, to be fair, but I think
Just what works best for you.
getting the basics right
Exactly.
immediately, I think, helped me to nowadays not even asking you anything.
Yes.
Then,
Yes.
of course, since you get a good understanding, a good basics of what you're doing, then it's just basically executing them.
I was just going to get into that. What was the most valuable thing for you in the mentorship? Was it the information, being able to speak to me one to one? Was it the step by step program, the way it was structured?
Um, I think it's a mixture of all those things, but apart from that, I think it's the matter of being held accountable.
Okay.
In the sense that I think without the mentorship and not having someone showing you the exact roadmap and how, as in, things work best in the local market, so on and so forth, I think it's easy to lose the road, perhaps, of
Yeah.
where you're
Focus.
heading and
Exactly.
focus. And sometimes you get disheartened. And when it's something completely new, it's easy to get distracted and
Exactly.
lose focus and so on. So, yes, I think being held accountable for what I'm doing throughout and having that someone just simply there monitoring everything and having someone to kind of double check
Exactly.
whatever you
Yeah.
plan on doing and so on and so forth and run things by obviously helps you to kind of
And nowadays, which is also worth mentioning, you are one of the head teachers in the program. You have a product hit rate, which is absolutely mental. I think you tested maybe 5 products, and out of 5, 3 or 4 are clear winners.
mm,
What would you say, from your experience testing products and also mentoring other people? They are sending you the list of products. What would you say separates you from choosing the right products? Like, how do you know which products to sell? Why are there certain people that test out 10 products and they don't find a winner? And there are people like you who test out one and they scale to crazy numbers. What's the main difference? Do you believe in luck? Do you think it's a game of probability? What's your honest opinion about that?
I think in my case I was never at a point or a situation that I had to kind of have to sit down for 2-3 hours and do a product research, in the sense that obviously for the first product that was ever tested, yes, I had to do that. But then, as in, the first product immediately went, as in, doing extremely well. And then I was just at a point where, all right, as in, this product is doing well, but now I have the capacity to kind of do something else. But it was more a matter of, in the meantime that this product is doing well, let me kind of stay with an open mind and scroll through sort of different ads of competitors and do some maybe product research on design, but subconsciously
Yeah.
doing product research,
So if
not
you're just scrolling
actively.
on Facebook, you just see something,
Exactly,
save it, and okay.
exactly. And as soon as I see something that really interests me, I take note of it, I put it aside, and then sort of at a point where, all right, now I have some time to actually execute on, you know,
And what's your number one
launching.
tip when it comes to selecting a product?
I personally don't sell anything that I don't really believe in or like or wouldn't buy myself.
Okay.
But it's not necessarily the right way to do it,
Mm.
because obviously I've seen products that are not really something that I would buy myself, but obviously doing super well. So it's all a matter of, personally, in my, as in personal situation, I always opted for products given that I kind of was allowed to, given the way that things happened, to go with products that I was really amused by and
That you genuinely believe in.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And obviously, Jeremy 7 months ago wasn't doing the amount of money that you're making right now. What changed in your life from Jeremy 7 months ago that was, earning his money just from his 9 to 5, and Jeremy today that's doing over 30K a month in profit? What's the difference between those two people?
I'd say nothing is different in terms of me as Jeremy, but the mindset definitely shifted because previously, as in when you see this amount of people doing extremely well, you would believe that already you would need to either be really good
Einstein.
in tech, really good in a very specific skill set. You would have to do it internationally and pay extremely high fees, and it would be low margin, so on and so forth. But as you go along and as you test it and try it out for yourself, you kind of learn that doing business at the end of the day, it's quite, as in, it's easy to do business, but it's difficult to remain consistent with it and remain professional in what you do and remain committed. It's all a matter of finding specifically that product which solves a particular pain point.
Exactly.
And as long as you solve such a pain point that people are willing to spend money on
To solve that problem,
to solve this
they will
problem,
definitely.
then you're in business.
Exactly. And last question, bro. What's your final message to these people after seeing someone like yourself go from never making money online to making over 30K a month in profit? What would you say to them?
My word of advice would be that it's definitely something that there's a lot of potential, that is something which you can scale, and it's something that if you really take seriously, you can see very, very good results with it. But my word of advice would be to not go into it unless you really, really like the process and you genuinely like the idea and the concept behind it. Because at the end of the day, if you don't love what you do, you can never achieve really good results and you can never stay committed and stay persistent in what you do and so on and so forth. But if you are, as in someone who likes that concept and is not simply focused on the goal and the sales and the profits that you could achieve with this concept, then definitely go for it and there's put your full focus on it for just 6 months straight, and you will honestly be surprised.
So it's not a dead business model. It actually works.
It's not a dead business model, but obviously it works if you make it work.
So it's all dependent on the individual
100%.
to actually make it work.
100%.
Okay. I agree. Thanks for coming on. Bro. Appreciate it. Thank you.